Hi, welcome to the writing channel on Vlogitorial. My name is Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I love to write. And I want to suggest to you an exercise that might sound a little morbid, but it's actually very motivating to live your dreams today. I want you to write your obituary. I first did this exercise when I was in graduate school at Columbia studying journalism. And it was an exercise to learn that it's very important to be accurate in an obituary. Because when I got my first job at the Detroit News as a reporter and I had to write obits, at first it sounds really boring, but you realize just how important writing obituaries is, because when you interact with the families, this is the final record on someone's life. It's going to be published. It may be the only time this person's in the newspaper. And if you get one little thing wrong, where they were born or what their kids' names are or where they went to school, it's really bad. You want it to be accurate and you want it to be a celebration of their life. But writing an obituary also shows you that it's final. This is their life, period. It started on this day, it ended on this day, this is what they did. They can't change it, they can't go back and add anything. It's done. So when you write your obituary while you're still alive, you're like, okay, I have this many years left, potentially, hopefully. What am I going to do with it? What do I want my obituary to say about what I achieved in life? So, 3 years ago, when I left a wonderful office job I had, and I was able to write full-time, which is a tremendous dream come true for me, and I love it. I wanted to have a strategy about how to proceed and what I wanted to accomplish. And if you've ever read Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of his 7 habits is begin with the end in mind. And you can't get any more end than an obituary. That's final. So I said, I'm going to write my obituary right now. I wrote it. I wrote it very beautifully with the kind of writing that I like to express the feeling, the emotion of it. But I wrote it 100 years from my birthday, and I wrote the ideal way that my life would end, and I included all of the things that I want to accomplish between now and then. So you could call it a fantasy, but you could also call it a strategy to put down in writing what you want. Because guess what, if you don't, time is going to keep ticking, the years are going to keep marching forward, and someone else might write your obituary without listing all the accomplishments that you hoped to achieve. So if you write it yourself, it's like a roadmap, and it's very powerful to put something in writing. You can say you want to do something, you can think you want to do something, open a business, go back to school, move across the country, start a new life, whatever it is, lose weight, write a book, write a screenplay. You can say you want to do it and think and dream, but when you write it down and say you're going to commit to this, it empowers you to take action. Because without action, it's just a dream. So, I promptly, after reading this obituary, I promptly got to work in achieving what I want to do. And part of that was writing Husbands Incorporated, my newest book. That had been on my list for years. I'd written it in spurts. I got the idea so long ago, and I just hadn't finished it. So writing your obituary and seeing what goals remain outstanding in your life also forces you to do something that requires courage. Ask why. I really had to get honest with myself. Why have you not finished this book yet? I had to block out any anger I might have had at myself, or disappointment or frustration, and figure out what was holding me back. What was holding me back from achieving something that I've been dreaming about for years and years? Some of it was fear. Really. I mean, I've talked about the provocative subject matter, the eroticism. It took a lot of courage to put that into words and publish, share my innermost thoughts and radical ideas. So once I confronted myself on that fear factor and worked to overcome it, I achieved the goal of publishing that book. And I have many, many others. I wrote a screenplay. There's so many other things. So it's really exciting. And it all started with the act of writing my obituary. So if you want to live your best life now and achieve all the wonderful dreams and avoid the greatest tragedy in life, which is dying without sharing our gifts and talents with the world, write your obituary now so you can live your dreams.